Conservative stupidity and dishonesty is underestimated stupidity and dishonesty, recognizing the past and present. Ignorance outweighs knowledge, e.g., fact-checking. Distinguishing between what they want to be true and what is true matters because deceitful memes shape discernment and fundamental understanding clearly. First, the claim that John F. Kennedy stood up to Democrats relies on being too stupid to understand he was a Democrat, which fails due to conservatives understanding history the way a donut does. The result is from a brother and sister conceiving a child while on meth. For example, when the dad has a seizure as soon as he blows his load, it surrenders him to an immediate discharge, creating conservatives. A better view is JFK was killed by Lee Harvey Oswald, a supporter of the Soviet Union. Therefore, he was a proto-Trumper. Second, the fact that John Hinckley Jr., a mentally ill fan obsessed with Jodie Foster shot Reagan relies on the fact that he briefly joined the National Socialist Party of America, which builds on the fact he'd be a Trumper today. The result is he couldn't discern fantasy from fiction. For example, neither can conservatives. It assures that John Hinckley Jr. would be a J6er, created by the fact that he preyed on a woman like Republicans do. A better view is Reagan was a better Democrat than he was a Republican. Therefore, Republicans suck at memes. Third, the idea that Charlie Kirk stood up to anyone relies on being blind to the chair he spent 90% of his career sitting in, which checks due to so many conservatives relying so heavily on mobility scooters. The result is they don't know how to park. For example, they're always blocking pathways. It confirms they've been puffing since they could breathe, creating the arthritis, heart trouble, and general fatigue of an 80-year-old by the time they're 30. A better view is they should drag themselves by their bootstraps. Therefore, they're bad for healthy traffic. Fourth, the claim about Lincoln is misleading because it relies on confusing today's Democrats with Civil War-era Democrats, but fails because of the party switch. The result is modern Democrats share historical roots with JFK. For example, both would agree on the role of the federal government in addressing national problems and supporting public welfare. It proves this meme is a lie, creating a conundrum for Republicans who think this meme makes sense. A better view is the Republican Party is a hell of a drug. Therefore, modern Republicans are just historical Democrats. And fifth, the claim about Diaper Don relies on confusing Democrats with Republicans, which fails because the fake shooter of Trump was a Republican. The result is the right is a snake shooting its own tail. For example, how they constantly shoot themselves in the foot. It proves nobody likes Republicans, not even other Republicans, creating something that seems ironic but isn't. A better view is if you want to end the Republican Party, just leave them alone together long enough. Therefore, they'll all become Satan's problem. To conclude, the meme fails given that Republicans have seceded from reality and we all wish they'd do the same from the United States, considering they always take and destroy instead of give and build, since their patriotism and Christianity being nothing more than aggressive mimicry is the most reasonable interpretation, the overall conclusion holds true.